all for one and one for all. So rapid is the flight of dreams upon the wings of imagination. There are two ways of seeing, with the body and with the soul. The body's sight can sometimes forget, but the soul remembers forever. Learning does not make one learned. There are those who have knowledge, and those who have understanding. The first requires memory, and the second philosophy. Those born to wealth, and who have the means of gratifying every wish, know not what is the real happiness of life, just as those who have been tossed on the stormy waters of the ocean on a few frail planks can alone realize the blessings of fair weather. As a general rule, people ask for advice only in order not to follow it, or if they do follow it, in order to have someone to blame for giving it. I have always had more dread of a pen, a bottle of ink, and a sheet of paper than of a sword or pistol. It's necessary to have wished for death in order to know how good it is to live. For all evils there are two remedies, time and silence. When you compare the sorrows of real life to the pleasures of the imaginary one, you will never want to live again, only to dream forever. Life is a storm, my young friend. You will bask in the sunlight one moment, be shattered on the rocks the next. What makes you a man is what you do when that storm comes. Never fear quarrels, but seek hazardous adventures. How did I escape? With difficulty. How did I plan this moment? With pleasure. I am not proud, but I am happy, and happiness blinds, I think, more than pride. I am strong against everything, except against the death of those I love. He who dies gains, he who sees others die loses. Happiness is like those palaces in fairy tales whose gates are guarded by dragons. We must fight in order to conquer it. Often we pass beside happiness without seeing it, without looking at it, or even if we have seen and looked at it, without recognizing it. We are always in a hurry to be happy, for when we have suffered a long time, we have great difficulty in believing in good fortune. I don't think man was meant to attain happiness so easily. Happiness is like those palaces in fairy tales whose gates are guarded by dragons. We must fight in order to conquer it. For the happy man, prayer is only a jumble of words, until the day when sorrow comes to explain to him the sublime language by means of which he speaks to God. Hatred is blind. Rage carries you away, and he who pours out vengeance runs the risk of tasting a bitter draught. A person who doubts himself is like a man who would enlist in the ranks of his enemies and bear arms against himself. Sometimes one has suffered enough to have the right to never say, "I am too happy." Remember that what has once been done may be done again. The merit of all things lies in their difficulty. True love always makes a man better, no matter what woman inspires it. Woman is sacred. The woman one loves is holy. Women are never so strong as after their defeat. Love is the most selfish of all the passions. You are very amiable, no doubt, but you would be charming if you would only depart. Be kind, aim for my heart. Ah, lips that say one thing, while the heart thinks another. Until the day when God shall deign to reveal the future to man, all human wisdom is summed up in these two words: wait and hope. Moral wounds have this peculiarity. They may be hidden, but they never close. Always painful, always ready to bleed when touched, they remain fresh and open in the heart. One's work may be finished someday, but one's education never. The friends we have lost do not repose under the ground. They are buried deep in our hearts. It has been thus ordained that they may always accompany us. There is no friendship that cares about an overheard secret.